Welcome to Grim Grotto, a podcast about the paranormal, unexplained, oddities, myths, and legends. My name is Dave.
My name is Julie.
And in this episode, we'll be discussing whether a fear we have today could be due to a negative experience in a past life.
Wow, David, that question is riveting. I must have came up with it.
Specific.
No.
It's like this is teeing you up for a good story or something.
It's like I came up with the question.
It's like I'm about to see into another layer of your psyche in this episode.
God.
I can just feel it.
Okay, so anyways.
Yeah.
I have a question that relates to this week having Valentine's Day.
Ooh, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, do you think Cupid, the little flying baby...
That one.
Yeah. Do you think Cupid's a good baby, or do you think he's a... or do you think he's a bad baby? What?
I feel weird answering that question. I guess.
Okay, he's viewed as a baby.
Good boy or a bad boy?
No, okay, fine. Do you think he is good or bad?
I'm gonna say I'm just really confused. I don't know that much about Cupid.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
But I think he's good.
Oh, you think he's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I originally thought he was good too, but you know, the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
How it's all the fairy tales that we know and love, like Snow White, Cinderella, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But with a dark twist.
Yeah, like the ones we know today have like a happy ending, but those.
Yeah.
Have a grim ending.
So I figured that Cupid must have something similar, because something that nice and sweet has to have a dark past, right? Stop. Anyways, so he's actually a bad baby because he used to come down to Earth just to spread chaos amongst people who were in love with one another. So when they were in love with each other, he would throw his arrows or shoot his arrows at them to make them fall in love with somebody else or break up or cheat, what have you, in turn causing chaos. So he is a bad baby or a bad fairy, whatever you feel comfortable going by. Either way, he basically got an arrow to the butt by his mother Venus because there was a woman on Earth named Psyche, and Venus was very upset with how everybody was enthralled by Psyche's beauty, right? So she sends her baby Cupid down to Earth to shoot Psyche with a poison arrow in hopes that the poison arrow would convince Psyche to fall in love with the most undesirable person at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And on his way to do so, he actually became engulfed by her beauty as well.
Oh no.
So as he was entranced by her beauty, he accidentally pokes himself with his poisonous arrow, making him fall in love with Psyche, and due to the spell that was put onto the arrow, they get married, because however the spell is. And now, Venus has to spend eternity staring at Psyche's beauty.
Yeah, when she originally sent Cupid to shoot her with an arrow, but now she's stuck.
Yep.
She's stuck with her
Yep.
daughter-in-law.
So it's like a karma story.
But would you want Venus as a mother-in-law? Would she be a good mother-in-law?
That's not the point of the story. But yeah, so that is Venus. See, now you got me. Cupid started out as a mischievous baby, but we know Cupid today as the kind, sweet, love-spreading little fairy.
Yeah, he's a good baby.
Yeah.
That's the point of the story.
Yeah, that is the point of the story.
Well, thank you for sharing that story, Julie.
Of course.
I learned so much.
Yeah. So, Dave, hopefully this can transition well into your fear. Because...
Transition from Cupid into deep-seated fears.
Well, Cupid is like a demon in a way.
True.
But go on.
Yeah.
What's your fear?
So from a very young age, I had this like unexplainable fascination with military history and wars and stuff. And I had a bunch of army men I would play with in the sandbox. Somehow I had this like really intense fear that there would be a world war and I would get drafted in the military. I'm talking like 6 or 7 years old. I had that fear where it like kept me up at night. I was afraid of this happening.
But 6-year-olds don't get drafted into the military.
Well, I know that. At least here, now. I mean, that's happened in previous wars.
In World War I?
In World War II, in Russia, there were plenty of children that fought.
No, we don't live in Russia.
Well, you know what? This isn't a history podcast. Well, Or is it? I don't know. It can be. But I had that fear. It seriously, like I said, kept me up at night. I thought about it way more than any 6 or 7 year old should. But I still was very interested. You know what? I'm remembering my parents took me to see Saving Private Ryan when that came out.
But
I was way too young. And the people, when we got the tickets, were like, I don't know if you want to bring him in the theater.
wait,
Like,
how
he was
old were
pretty
you?
young. I don't know. I was pretty young. What year did it come out?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I was young enough to where the people were like warning my parents when we were walking in the movie theater. And I walked out of that like so terrified
It came out in 1998.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it has Forrest Gump in it.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this. This wasn't that scary.
Okay, I feel like every movie I've talked about so far that either terrified me, traumatized me in some way, you just completely dismissed. Anyway, I was pretty scared after watching that. And, through my teenage years, this is something that still consumed my thoughts. Fast forward to adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
I had dreams, like maybe one or two, where I was a military pilot, specifically in World War II, like flying over fields. It was very vivid. And it felt like it could have been real, like a real memory of my past. And so it got me thinking, was my fear of being drafted into the military in some kind of global war?
Mm-hmm.
Because in a previous life, I had fought in the military, been drafted, and died. And I didn't want that to happen in this life. Why are you laughing? Are you laughing at my fears?
No.
It's not that funny.
No. I'm laughing because I looked it up and Vin Diesel's in it.
It's Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So,
Okay, but you said that you felt in a previous life that.
I feel like in a previous life this could have happened to me. Like that, those memories felt real in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think possibly these dreams were from a past life. I think that that's maybe why I had a fear. I don't really have that fear anymore. I mean, I feel like I'm at the age. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, I'd be the last picked.
You wouldn't be.
What?
You wouldn't be the last pick.
You don't think so?
No, there's people
Thanks.
older than you.
But what about you, Julie? You're sitting here in silence. You're laughing at me and mocking me for this fear from my past life. What's your fear?
I wasn't mocking you. Okay, so my fear is ice.
Ice. I hear you are mocking my fear.
No, I'm just saying that a 9-year-old isn't gonna get drafted, so it's not really like a fear. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I don't
It's
need to
not in
establish
scary
that
movies.
Candyman is not a scary story.
Oh.
We don't need to revisit that.
Anyways,
Let's talk about ice.
so I'm scared of ice.
So why do you get iced coffee at Starbucks?
I don't like ice touching me. It can be in my drinks as long as I have a straw.
Yeah.
Yes. I just don't like ice touching me, and I feel like it's from a past life because I've had visions where in a previous life I had crashed my vehicle into a lake that was iced over. But when I was in the lake, I got stuck under the ice and my body had gone cold as I was trying to break through the ice. And then I just poof, went away.
Wait, sorry, did you say this was from a dream or
No, from a vision.
from a vision?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have visions of my past life all the time.
I feel like I have a lot of follow-up questions, but I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole. We have a lot of ice to talk about. So, you don't like ice touching you?
Yeah, because I was trying to break through from under the water. But anytime I would go to pound the ice, the water would cause resistance, so I couldn't hit it hard enough.
Oh.
And then I was stuck under there screaming. And I was looking up. I could see the moon through the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything went silent. Yeah.
That sounds terrifying. A terrifying vision. What's the youngest you can remember having that vision?
9.
9 years old.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I hated ice since. I don't like ice in any way. I don't like ice cubes. I don't like...
No ice trays.
I don't like ice trays. I don't like ice outside. I don't like ice touching me when my window's iced over from winter and having to scratch it off. That scares me. And it's not a noise because it sounds exactly like having nails on chalkboard. And nails on chalkboard's fine to me. It's the fact that it's ice.
Specifically ice.
Specifically ice being scratched off.
Yeah.
Or like when ice sticks to me, because you know how ice cubes kind of like stick to you sometimes.
Yeah.
When it does that, ooh,
Oh, that's the worst.
yeah,
So you would never like stick your tongue on a pole kind of thing.
I would cry.
Yeah.
I just don't like
terrible.
ice. It freaks me out.
I feel like I don't like ice anymore.
Yeah, you know how like, never mind.
No. Let's go down the path.
No, I was gonna say when kids are mean and they take ice and they stick it down the back of your shirt.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that
Anybody,
too.
they're getting punched in the face.
Oh my gosh. But that I would always cry and I get called a crybaby. While I'm over here like I'm 9 and I watched myself die under ice.
But you did cry when people put ice on your back. Is that what you're saying?
When I was younger, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when I got older, stopped taking it.
So what would you do today if somebody put ice on your back?
They're getting ice to the face.
Ice to the face.
Ice to the face.
Nice.
Nah, I'd be like, hey, let's grow up.
Well, thank you for taking me on that journey of your ice aversion, Julie.
Of course, Dave. I will take you on any journey.
Any journey.
Yes. And because of that, that wraps up our episode for this week. If you would like to share any fear related to your past life experience, send it to grimgrottopodcast@gmail.com. If direct messaging us would be easier, we do have an Instagram at grimgrotto_podcast. Be sure to join us next week to find out what we're talking about. And always remember, if the grotto's grim, explore